Hello, Anita. Thank you so much for being so patient with me. It is appreciated. You have no idea. Um, I appreciate that a lot because some people drive me right up the wall. Some people they'll ask for the smallest reading, and they're the ones that I know they're gonna drive me crazy. They'll pay their $10 or $20, whatever, and and they read through everything just like everybody else. Other people hear it, they get it, and these people don't. They're always the same kind of person, and they don't even wait 24 hours, and I get another email. Is my reading done yet? Then I get another email. Do you think you get to my reading soon? Have you done my reading yet? Is it finished? I answered one. I said if it was finished, it wouldn't be sitting here with me. It would be sitting with you. I don't hold on to them when they're done. I can't wait to get rid of them because they take up so much time, you know. But anyways, it's late. But I finally got the house here to myself. My son's he's been visiting with me off and on, put it that way, and he was going to stay tonight. And turns out there's some concert with somebody in the city, and his girlfriend wanted him to go. So he went anyway, so I got the house nice and quiet. Nobody else dragging my internet down or anything like that. Yeah, I still smoke. I don't know if you know about that, but anyway, if not, ignore it. So, you asked for a monthly reading. You ask questions, though, that really don't really fit with a monthly reading. You should have gotten the Celtic. I can still address your questions. It's just going to be different. Your financial question at the very first, question number 1. What does your financial future and success look like in your new business? I'll answer that one directly from the finances and wealth sector of the monthly reading. It's going to be just like what you've seen on YouTube. Same thing. I'll probably pull extra cards, maybe. This kind of a thing that I wouldn't normally do in a general reading. I can try to get an answer for your second question under your hearth, your home, your relationships. For number 2, you asked if I decide to move back home, will I be happier and less depressed? Number 3, we'll see if this comes up in your challenging sector. Why am I so afraid of trying new things out on my own? No matter what it is, I don't feel confident doing anything all by myself, so that could fall into your challenges. And you didn't specify what month. Today's the 19th now. It's after 12. It's after midnight. It just became the 19th. We'll go from the 19th. You'll get this tomorrow, and it'll still be the 19th. I'll let it upload overnight. In the morning, send it out to you. And we'll take it from there, the 19th of May until the end of June. Okay, so that's more than a month. That's longer than a month. So I've already introduced all your information, your name and birth date, and your questions to Tarot Spirit and the guides. So we'll get into your shuffle here. I wish you could hear the surf. I've got my window open, but not really loud, but it's loud enough that I can hear it. I don't think that you can. Okay, let's get a nice little shuffle up here. Have some direction and answers to Anita's questions. Please bring forward things that need to be addressed. You're doing the 5-card spread for a monthly reading. Can you hear that surf? I hope you can. I want to give these a really good shuffle here for you. They just went through a marathon of 12 back-to-back general readings and 2 private readings in 2 days. 14 readings in 2 days. One more run through and then I'm going to cut the deck. Cut the deck. And consult with my pendulum, Felicia. Felicia, are the top 5 cards, as this deck stands, the cards that are meant for this personal private reading for Anita Bernick. I've already introduced her information. For the top 5 cards, the cards that are meant for her monthly reading, but the month will stretch from the 19th of May until the end of June. She's saying yes right off the hip hop here. So these are definitely her cards, the top 5 ones. Thank you. All right. I'll bring the camera down so you can see your spread being laid. Okay, first card. Overall energy for the month. Queen of Wands. Passion. Card number 2. Your finances and your wealth. We're looking at 2 of Swords and Crossroads. Card number 3, your hearth, your home, your family, your relationships. The Knight of Swords, drama. Card number 4, your challenges for this monthly reading. Page of Pentacles and opportunity. Your final card, card number 5, is your message from Spirit. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. He's all about loyalty. All right. My nails are a mess. Pay no mind. Okay. Oh, my lights need to be recharged. Again, they're dimming out on me. Can barely see them there. Okay. So, your very first card, your overall energy for this monthly period from basically now to the end of June. We've got the Queen of Wands, and she is representative of passion, fire, this kind of a thing. High activity, very intense, emotional card here, excitable as well. This queen represents passion. This would be you, by the way. The court cards are always representative of the querent. This is also probably you. Chances are this is you, that you talk, you walk the talk. When you say things, you don't just yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And maybe you don't speak up a lot because you feel anything that comes out of you, anything that you say, you have to back it up, which takes activity, it takes movement, action. And if you're just not up to any of that, okay, you want to give your opinion or your statement on something. If you're not up to backing it up, the energy that it'll take to do that for you, then you don't say anything at all. Sometimes you do. You're ready to just take on whatever, follow through with anything that you have stated to somebody. I don't know where this is coming from, but that's what's coming through for you. You tend to, when you follow through and you say something or you're going to do something, and you make a statement about it, you follow through with it, and that's kind of way, whether you realize it or not, is you're leading by example, not by talk. You're taking action. So there's someone showing for you for this time period. You're strong, determined. If you can get out of your own way in the way of fear and this sort of a thing, but will you? There's the question. Will you? Will you follow through, or will you freeze up? As you said, you're afraid to try anything new, especially on your own. This card sees you speaking from the heart and being very sincere in your interactions and communications over the next month or so. You may find somebody hard to read. Is somebody you're wanting to know something more about. You find them very, very hard to read, and you find that very frustrating. This person doesn't show emotions. They always have a poker face on. They never let anybody really in. They're having going through a hard time. Nobody would ever know about it. They're very, very quiet. They're very discreet. And you find it frustrating because you're trying to communicate with somebody and get to know something about them or get to know them better. I'm not sure which that is. And they're kind of closed off. And you become very, very frustrated with people that close off that way. There's not a huge response back from them when you do the reaching out. For you, this card also brings forth, excuse me, and the Queen is telling you it's time for you to honor your own talents. Time for you to stand alone. And that's what you do. You don't focus on being alone. You focus on the mission, the purpose. Rising up to meet your own standards. Honoring your talents is, one moment. I think I got an animal. I do live in the country. I think there's an animal on my deck. One moment. I can hear some scuttling about. Isn't that the oddest thing? You must have heard my footsteps and ran down the stairs into the yard. Probably a raccoon. They do visit. I've got my lights on outside, but still, they blend right in with the night. We have a full moon tonight, too, so it's kind of cool. Might have been late getting your reading out, but at least it's the bonus. There's always a bonus, right? There's always a good side and upside. It's on the full moon, and a blue moon at that. It's not literally turning blue. People are watching the sky tonight and believe that. It means rarity. Once in a blue moon, it shows there's two full moons in 1 month. Or in a season, there's 4 moons normally, and there's an extra one, moon number 5, once in a blue moon. So it's a beauty. I got some pictures tonight, and I posted them in the group and stuff. I got to get another tripod. I don't have it. You can't do night shots like that without a tripod, because it takes longer for the camera to gather the light to make the picture. It's not a quick snap. You wait 30, 40 seconds. That's a long time to not move if you're holding a freehand. So I could have done so much better in those pictures tonight. I almost didn't post them. Photography is a big part of who I am. I'm at it every day. Now is the time to stand on your own. And what you do is you don't focus on your fear. You swallow back the fear. Should you be feeling any? You concentrate. You focus on the mission at hand, the purpose of what you're doing, honoring your own talents. If you could focus in on that, saying, I'm honoring my talents. It's nothing to be afraid of. Nobody to be afraid of, but I'm honoring my own talents. The advice of this card is for you to follow your intuition, like really wake up and listen to your own intuition. Especially when you have decisions that you need to make. Even in relationships or work projects. Listen to your gut, what it's telling you. Follow through with that. Keywords here are leadership and creativity, intuition, strength, relationships, integrity. You're to follow what you know as being right from wrong, to always do the right thing, especially at this time for you. Your intuition, your gut feeling, you're being led. You need to listen to it. Don't fight it. Honor your own passion. Honor your own intuition. All you need to do is shift your focus to get past that fear. All you're saying, over and over, this panic thing inside of you, saying you're on your own, you're all alone, instead of focusing on the reason why you are doing something, focus more on that. Get your head out of that gutter of fear that holds you down or pulls you down into it. Don't do that. You need to focus on what it is that's making you afraid, whatever it is in the moment, whatever you have going on. The day will come, you'll get thrown into something, and you'll be really frightened, and then you get doubly frightened because you're going solo on it, and you have to follow through with it, whatever that is. I'm not hearing what, but you have to follow through. You'll come out the other end of it better than what you went into it. Stronger. That's why strength is a part of this card. And the Queen encouraging you, telling you you can do this. You're your own worst enemy. You're the one holding you back. Other people don't need to have anyone hold their hand when they're doing things, and you can be the same way. You've got to stop focusing on the fact you're alone or doing something by yourself and focus on the task at hand. Concentrate. Ask the universe to step in and help. Help me to focus on those things. Help me to get rid of this fear. Okay? So that's stuff that you're going to be dealing with over the next, 6 weeks? You might as well say about that. Okay? So, your next card, your finances and your wealth. And what was your question on that again? If I decide Oh, I'm sorry. No. Your financial future success look like? Okay, in new businesses. In your new business. Well, you got the Two of Swords. The twos are being about unity and a coming together, a mating, a match. But you're at a crossroads. And the symbolism is two swords that are identical. Literally. They're identical twins, these two swords. It's a metaphor. It shows them crossing. And what this is coming down to is you have to choose. You have options, more than one, and you've got to make the right choice. And you're going to be stressing, and this is business. This is business related. Maybe you're going to partner up with somebody. That could be part of this as well, is partnering up, and maybe that's a decision you're having a hard time with. But a decision must be made. Either way, you have to make a decision. You can't just not. You can't just ignore it. You've got to come through with a choice, a decision. It's really not a wrong or a right decision that you make. More of a what is the best fit for you? What is right for you? Do you stay solo in business, or do you bring in a partner on board? That's what I'm picking up from this. So you're deciding, is this the thing for me? You're going to be struggling with the decision. Again, you're afraid to make the choice. You make the decision kind of like all on your own. Well, you know what? I thought the power was going out from it there. I don't know why it would be. Don't do that now. Not that I'll be here all alone in the dark. I hate that. You're going to be feeling tense, indecisive. You're going to feel locked in conflict, not knowing really what to do, but terrified of making the wrong decision. These swords represent your options or your choices, and they're equal in their power. There's not one more than the other. So let's say you're sitting on the fence, and there it is right there. So you need to go this way, or you need to go that way. And you're really stressing, what do I do? What do I do? I was going to say one hair of a difference to push you that way, and guess what I've got on my hand? I've got a hair. One of my own. Anyway, oh, that was funny. So it was pointing here to the right, coming from the left to the right. That's what I got out of that. That's kind of strange. Not one option or the other is what you would call winning over the other, one over the other kind of a thing. You may be wanting a clearer picture because your perception may be blocked a little bit by this choice, this decision. You feel like you're missing something, but tarot wants you to pay attention and sit up and basically to walk away, to drop it, get it out of your head for a little bit. You're too on it too much, you're over it too much, you're hovering you're too close, you've got to pull back. Go do something else, focus on something else, come back and look at that situation again to get a fresh perspective on it. And you may find that you were missing a clue that was just as obvious as the nose on your face. And that's going to help you make your choice. Your keywords here: feelings of doubt, uncertainty, at a stalemate and indecision, feeling stuck, disconnection and blocks. These are things, and this does affect you. Are you going to go in? That's what it is. Are you going to go into business with somebody, or are you going to remain solo? Some kind of a connecting going on there with another person, and it has to do with your money making in your business, your income, your flow, money flow. And you're making a connection with someone else, and based on that connection, there's a decision that has to be made. There is a decision that needs to be made that has to do with your business. So, your next card we're looking at here is the Knight of Swords in your hearth, in your home, your personal relationships, your intimate, sometimes intimate relationships as well. When this Knight shows up, a lot of times they're taken for pages as well, because Knights are very capable of bringing messages and bearing news and giving you a heads up or showing up for a purpose, wanting to see you and speak with you for a certain reason. And it's usually going to cause some excitement and some drama from this guy here, because he normally brings a whirlwind of drama whenever he comes into the picture. What's going on at home or in a close relationship? It's showing some conflict, a confrontation of sorts, kind of unexpected, and it has to do with the relationship that you're having. It's a card of arguments. You may have a fight on your hands. This is either somebody in your home life, or this is because this could be a relative. If you're in a relationship, somebody's not on board with your plans. They're not liking what's going on, and you need to stand your ground. When you feel certain of something, you need to get really, really brave, Anita, and you need to stand your ground. You got to put your hands on your hips, spread those feet apart, and stick your chest out and throw your head back and your chin up and say, I will not be moved. This is what I'm doing. I've made a choice. I've made a decision. It took a lot out of me. I'm not going back on it now. I'm moving forward. Somebody else is trying to block you. They're trying to get in your way. They're trying to stop you from doing this. Why? That's not apparent at the moment. You may have to fight your way out of something in order to do it. Here's the thing. The advice of the card is for you to try to avoid any confrontations, any face-offs, any conflict or arguments or debates. Do your best to avoid them. But outside of that, at the same time, there's going to be one that you cannot avoid, and it's almost a comedy of errors. It's almost funny. You can see this person and you know there's something coming, and you're going right out of your way to avoid them. When you do have to deal with them, you're being very sweet and very kind, not to ruffle any feathers, but it doesn't matter what you do. There is going to be a falling out or words, a debate of something, and finding you on the defensive end saying, no, you're not going to order me what to do. I've already made my decisions. Were you the type of person that's a little on the timid side? And I know you're a little timid about confrontations and things like that, and you would go out of your way to try to avoid such a thing. You've got to really stand up and stand up for what you believe in, what you feel is the right thing. This is your life. You'll be saying that this is my life, my successes and my mistakes, but it's mine. This other person is, you're seeing a side to them. They almost seem desperate to stop you for some reason from doing what you're going to do. They almost, there's a desperation. They're showing a side of them that you've never seen before, and you're just blown away. You're like, wow. Well, try to look at the upside. The upside is when it comes to this person, you know exactly who you're dealing with from here on out. They've shown a side of themselves that you didn't even know existed, and there it was. I don't know why they so desperately want to hold you back. I have no idea. I'm not hearing or seeing or sensing anything. But you're going to know exactly who you're dealing with. Any setbacks that you have, don't worry about them. You'll get back. You'll get back on top of things again. This is going to cause you some stress. Okay. This is somebody close to you. And I'm hearing you're going to be feeling like, I feel like I've conquered a couple of hurdles here that I've improved, and then this has to go and happen. Like I'm being challenged. Like why am I being challenged like this? You know, I thought I was doing pretty good. So what's with this? What's with this problem, this trouble? I didn't ask for this. But somebody's really trying to hold you back. They don't want you to do what you're about to do. It's got to do with business. I'm not really getting anything else off of this other than you have an opponent. You might say they're going to feel like that. They're going to feel like an opponent. They're almost going to feel like an enemy, like they're not on your side. And they're ruining it. You feel like having a party because you've become a little bit stronger at this point in the month, and you're becoming more outgoing. Things are falling into place for you. Things are going your way. Things are growing. They're moving. You're feeling motivated, and then this comes along and knocks you on your butt, and it's shocking, and you're like thrown for a loop, saying, "What's going on here?" Maybe you're being tested. How strong are you really? This is where you're really going to find out when this goes down, when you get into a confrontation with somebody. My tea's getting good. It's because I got the window open. Anytime I can get the surf to come into my space, it helps. Let me heat my tea up. Oh, I've got too much junk on my table. I got housework to do. A lot of it. Send your camera to bed. I'll be your very dancer, prince of hands in my head. Come on, hurry it up. There we go. Alrighty. So your next card are your challenges through the month. I heard being at the right place at the right time will be important. You will have opportunities more or less laid out before you, but what you do is the end result. How you respond. Do you take advantage of these opportunities? And you may be feeling a lot of doubt after that confrontational argument with somebody. You're almost afraid to make a move now. It's normally not a bad card, all right? But your challenges are to still take advantage of anything that's coming your way. There's good news when this card shows up, so there is good news coming your way. Again, this is about work and money. I still feel that connecting with someone, I don't know if you're partnering up business-wise or you're moral support business-wise for each other. You connect together, you can help each other out, you can scratch each other's backs, kind of a thing, as you both grow and you move through your respective places. World of business. If you've been wishing for something and hoping that a wish comes true, have a light bulb moment just now, something you've been wishing for, you've been really hoping this wish comes true for you. Basically, this card is here to tell you yes. You will get that wish, whatever that is. You may be doing some paperwork over the next 6 weeks. It has to do with work. There is paperwork in front of you. But Tarot Spirit want you to know, regardless of what happens with other people or what's going on, there's a really good opportunity coming. It's on the horizon right now. It's coming towards you as you're going towards it. You're unaware of it. There's a really nice opportunity coming your way. Or Tarot's telling you, this person that may want to partner up with them, be very, very giving. Give of yourself. Don't miss the opportunities, your challenge, right? Investigate and dig into everything and see where you can connect with stuff, because there's something good coming your way and you don't want to miss it. Basically, I think Tarot's telling you to go ahead and to partner up. Okay? The other person that's within your intimate personal life that's been kind of trying to drag you back from it all, give them a little bit of time so that they can see that you know what you're doing and you are growing and you are being successful. They will calm down. It may take a while, but they will calm down. That's just somebody else afraid of change in your life. Who is that? They don't like change. And you're making a big change in your life here. This other person doesn't like change. They like familiar. There's nothing wrong here. Like, what are you going to go break something for? Or what? And if it doesn't need fixing, we're doing fine. We're all doing great. And you're saying it's not enough. I need to follow through with this. I need to follow through with this. And you will. Not to worry, you will. There's good opportunity on the horizon for you. The last card, the final card, is the Knight of Pentacles. And he's all about loyalty. And being Knight again is, see, you've got people coming at you. You've got contacts. You've got people approaching, people talking to you. You've got messages coming through. You're being given a heads up about this, that, and the other thing. I see you as busy, yet weighed down. Again, it comes down to your focus. What you're focused on, where your brain is. With Pentacles, we're looking at money and creativity. Even new business ventures sometimes. I'm hearing you need to be loyal to you first before you could ever be loyal to another living being. You need to be loyal to you. You need to be your own best caretaker. You need to be your own mama. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be your own best friend before you're anything to another human being in this world. If you're not going to take care of you and give yourself the best of the best that you can do, the best treatment, the best living, the best way of living life, you have to start with you so you can be a benefit to everybody else. And basically, break yourself into two people. The one that's timid and afraid and scared to do anything on their own, You need to mother that part of you. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to baby it. You need to encourage it. You need to bring it forth. You need to help it grow. You need to help it come the hell out of the closet. Do you know what I'm saying? And come out into the world and let the world see you for who you are. You just need a little bit of confidence building. That's all it is. Somebody has beaten it down out of you over the years and made you feel insecure and planted those ideas in your head. Maybe you had a parent that was overprotective and really was terrified of the world and you doing anything in it and would rather just keep you at home, safe under their wing. Maybe they weren't really, really encouraging for you to go out in the world and go get the world, kind of a thing, right? You need to be loyal to yourself first, feeling that very strongly. You need to take care of the vulnerable little child that's inside of you. You need to protect it. You need, like I said, to build its confidence. You treat it like another person. You treat it like your child, your inner child. You treat it like your baby. And say, I know you can do this. Whatever you put your mind to. I know you can do this. You can do this, Anita. Say that to yourself. Anita, you can do this. You're no different than anybody else. Other people go after their dreams and they attain them. Why would you be any different? You are no different. It all starts in you. You're letting parts of life pass you by because you're being held back by fear. And what is fear but an emotion? It's not even something you can touch. But it is something you can banish. You can make it disintegrate. You have just as much right to be here as anybody. You have just as much right to give yourself the best that life can offer. You need to protect yourself and to feel that sense of self-security within yourself, saying, I know what I'm all about. I know what my abilities are. I know what I can do. And this is just a great card for all of that. By the end of June, you're going to be making some difficult choices. It could be the choices we started out with. Things that were crazy for a bit, things are starting to slow down a little bit now. And this card shows you going over things with a fine-tooth comb, looking at the little details behind some of the things that you want to employ, we'll say. And it's slowing things down. But taking the long, slower, harder road is the bigger payoff for you down the road. But come the end of the month, the hammer will come down, and it's either do it or don't. Go one way or the other. Make your decision and make your choices. Whatever you choose, you'll be saying to yourself, this is going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of hard work involved. Yes, 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 there is. But that's where the biggest payoff will be. So when you get a couple of months down the road, you see how far you've come. You could say, that was one of the harder things I've ever had to do in my life, and sticking it out, I stuck it out right through. It was one of the harder things I ever had to do, but oh my gosh, am I ever glad I did it that way? Because look at the payoff. Look at the payoff, and it will be beautiful. You're going to be very, very happy with yourself. This card shows you investing into yourself. Big investment into you and your life. You're making progress with this card. Forward movement, progress, being loyal to yourself, staying committed to the commitments you've made for yourself, following through. Are you one of these people, when you start something, you never finish it? Now it's time to change that if that is the case. Now, we're not quite done. I'm going to give you a little pendulum reading, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so question number 1 has to do with your new business and whether that's a success for you. So we are still within the parameters of Anita's private personal reading. Her first question here, I'd like to ask on her behalf. She wants to know what a financial future and success look like in her new business that she is started up. So are we looking at her new business eventually growing and becoming a success and everything that she wishes it to be? She doesn't like being on camera, this one. Is her business, is Anita's business going to be a success? Is she on the right, look at that kicking right in. She is on the right track, eventually finding success within this business. Wonderful. Thank you. Her second question is about moving back home. Is it the right decision for her to move back home? Should she be moving back? Is it the best thing for her to move back home? Will she be less depressed if she's back home? I'm hearing you'll feel safer if you're home. Is she going to make the move back home? These are the things she wanted to know, but is she going to actually be making a move back home to her home? I'm getting all yeses here for you, Anita. Move back home, Anita. And I've talked in length about your last question, about being afraid of trying new things on your own. Doesn't matter what it is. You have a hard time doing things all by yourself. Let's ask if you're going to get past that. I think you are. I truly do. Okay, last question for Anita. And that question being, she has an issue with doing things all alone. She already knows what I'm asking. That's why she's swinging already before I've asked the question, because she knows. Is Anita going to work on this issue? Is she going to put the work in to try to fix this about herself? I'm getting a yes. Very strongly, you need to work on yourself. Is she going to be able to make a breakthrough in that part of who she is? Is she going to have breakthroughs moving positively? Is she going to find her self-confidence? And maybe a little sense of adventure, of doing things on her own. Overall, how's Anita's future look? We're looking at good times here, looking at growth. Does she have a lot of love in her life? And her health is looking great? And everything's coming together for her. A long-term success rate for her work, her own business. Are we seeing a long-term success rate here? I'm hearing yes, and other things branching off of it. All right. Thank you so much, Felicia, for your presence, for being here, and for helping us with these questions. Thank you. All right, there you go. There you go, Anita. We're at almost an hour. 50 minutes anyway. So that was your reading. I hope you're satisfied with that, but everything came across very, very strong. There was a heat behind the reading. I like to call it heat. It was a hot reading. But I'm also feeling like your lack of self-confidence in doing things on your own stems from your younger years. And I'm also feeling like somebody may have been really overprotective for you, and it's left a mark and it's done a bit of damage. It's not something that can't be undone, because it can. You just need to get your confidence. Start in baby steps, small things to go out on your own. Do you do things like go and sit in a coffee shop and have a cup of coffee, a piece of pie all alone? You do anything like that? Can you go on your own and get your hair done? Do you have to have somebody with you? These may be things, I mean, if those are issues for you that are that deep, you may need more help than just a tarot reading. You may need some professional help to get you some breakthroughs. And if you're in a position to do that, why not? They could, the one-on-one, the personal inner relationship with a counselor or a psychologist of some kind. You may only need to go once, twice, 3 times and start having breakthroughs. They have things that you can do. They truly have more than I could ever give you. Except that I know that you need to work on your issues because it's holding you back. You're missing out on life. You truly, truly are. Nothing bad's going to happen if you do anything on your own. And if you do something wrong, so what? Get over it, right? If you do something that's not quite right, had somebody been with me, that wouldn't have happened. I feel so stupid or embarrassed. Don't feel that way. You're learning. Nobody needs to know your backstory every time either. You just go through and do what you need to do. Like I said, you've got just as much right to a happy, full, contented life, just like anybody else. And you have just as much right to feel a lot of self-confidence and self-initiative. You have just as much right to be that way as everybody else is. The playing field in life is level. We're all given the same survival kit when we come here to terra firma, planet Earth. You're no different than anybody else. You can be your own worst enemy if you're getting in your own way and holding yourself back out of fear, which isn't even something you can touch. So, having said all that, I know you're going to be okay. You are going to grow. You're going to get through these things. Use your intuition to guide you when it comes to your business, even in confrontations with other people, this sort of thing. You do what you need to do, but don't let anybody hold you back. I don't care who it is. It's just somebody that doesn't like a big change like this, and this is a big change coming up in your life. And you'll work through it. You'll get through it. If somebody doesn't believe in you, tell them to trust you, that some changes are coming up, and they're all good ones. Thank you so much for asking me to be your reader. Thank you so much for all your patience. I appreciate it. There was a reason. I had software trouble, all kinds of stuff going on. I should never tell people, oh, you'll hear from me in 4 or 5 days. That's my intention at that moment, and I think that's what I'm actually going to do, and then things happen. What can you do? Keep the peace in so you can share that love and that light out with the rest of the world, especially with the inner you. You take care of you, and your life will take care of the rest, and it'll be a beauty. Bye for now.